We are at a pivotal moment in the history of Ukraine, Europe, and global stability.
The Russia-Ukraine crisis bringing Canada's defense minister and her NATO counterparts together in Brussels for 2 days of talks, and a renewed pledge of support for Ukraine earlier this week from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, including hundreds of millions of dollars in loans and nearly $8 million in lethal weapons.
It's important for Canadians and the world to know that Canada will continue supporting Ukraine and its independence, integrity, sovereignty, including its right to defend itself.
Now, Ukraine, it's marking a National Day of Unity Wednesday. On the very day, reports said Russia could invade. As for NATO, not only is it dismissing Moscow's claims of a pullback of troops, the head of the alliance says Russia is doing the opposite by growing its military presence.
We have heard the signs from Moscow about readiness to continue diplomatic efforts. But so far, we have not seen any de-escalation on the ground. On the contrary, it appears that Russia continues the military buildup.
It's not too late, he says, for Russia to step back from the brink of conflict and work toward a diplomatic solution. But he's calling the security threat from Moscow a new normal for Europe, describing Russia's deployment of some 150,000 troops near Ukraine's borders as the region's biggest concentration of forces since the Cold War. And an announcement later in the day that risks inflaming tensions. NATO commanders now being told to draw up plans for possible new battlegrounds in Eastern Europe in response to Russia's military muscling. Russia insists it does not want war, releasing new footage it says shows military vehicles leaving Crimea, an area Moscow seized from Ukraine in 2014. But the top U.S. diplomat says the West is still waiting for proof of a drawdown.
If Moscow chooses the path of aggression and further invades Ukraine, the response from the United States and our allies will be swift, it will be united, it will be severe.
In Ukraine, facing Russian threats, flags raised, and the national anthem played.
Особисто для мене це єднання всієї країни.
It signifies the unity of the whole country, this man says. The show of solidarity Wednesday coming as Western powers say an invasion is imminent. And as a cyber attack on the Ukrainian Defense Ministry is being described as the worst the country has seen. Russia denying any involvement. Melissa Duggan, City News.